Okay, what is going on, YouTube family? We are here. We are here. All right. Oh, I meant to take my phone. Fix the jackets. Okay. Fix the hair. You know how it is. Got to keep the crown right. Finally took. Oh, wait. Let me. All right, this way. Wait, she here. Nope. Okay. Finally took out the little twisties. Want to have it all curly. Anyway, we're going to keep this nice and under 30 minutes. Welcome to Children's Health Wednesday for those of you who are tuning in live. And I'm going to just kind of like brighten this a little bit. Yes, 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 yes. All right. Welcome to Children's Health Wednesday. School has already started for a lot of people in down south. We didn't start here up north yet. And so this is for those of you who already have children starting school, children that haven't started school. Listen, come on through, okay? If you know someone who has children and you may not have children, come on through, all right? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Are you going downstairs or you're oh, okay. Hmm. Shout out to my 11-year-old daughter for providing the water. Okay, so hey Kim, peace and love, peace and love. As I stated when we first started, this is going to be under 30 minutes. Why? So that more people can watch it. Okay. And so the topic tonight is why are our children facing adult diseases? Okay. So this is really a live Q&A. As you know, I love to do that. I want you all to put what your thoughts are in the comments. You know, what's changed in the last 50 or 60 years? What's been happening even in the last 10 or 12 years? Between 2011 and 2023, there are some shocking numbers that we need to really look at of the increase of childhood chronic ailments. All right. Peace and love, Unc. I see you in the building. Peace, love, and light. Absolutely. So we're not going to go too deep into like, oh yeah, let's pick up the numbers. But really, this is a conversation we need to have, especially that school is upon us. And what is the favorite thing that a lot of us or we find other people saying? Oh, my first week of school and my baby brought something home with them, right? They caught it from school. It ain't even been the first full week and they're already not feeling well. And now I got it, right? And so one of the things I said in my email today, if you guys are on my email, you need to get on my email. I'm going to drop that link too. That you can't catch anything. You hear me? All right. You can't catch disease. All right. Yes, you can't catch the healthy. So you cannot catch what is called disease. Okay. Rather, your body is literally the perfect environment for that toxin, that parasite, that germ to thrive in because your immune defense system was already compromised. It was already low. So if your child goes to school and they come back and they're not feeling well, they have the sniffles, whatever, this is not a time to panic, but to understand, okay, how do I need to support my child better? And also your bodies as well. All right. As we're facing that too, they're coming home and we need to make sure that as parents, our defense system is up to par. All right. So before we kick things off, remember, this is a live Q&A. So if you have questions about your child's health, you need to put it in the chat now. Wednesdays are for children. That is the day that I see children clients. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to drop the link to the back to school iridology for your children. All right. That link is dropping in just a second. How y'all doing? We was just here last night. Now, hopefully I got it. Yes. And you know what? I wanted to get the other link so that for, all right, there we go. Okay. A little misspelling, but we good. Y'all get it. Okay. So that link is for those of you who want to schedule your child's appointment, especially before school. All right. You want to know your child's health in and out. All right. And I've had many parents who have just felt relief of knowing, okay, this is what's happening with my child. And then also, even though I can, there's challenges in shown in the iris that the child may not be experiencing at that time, I can give you a comprehensive report of what to look out for. Yes, yes. So you already know ahead of time, okay, this is what my child may complain about or may have challenges with down the road, and this is what I can do. So this is the type of support that I provide for my clients and their children. Yes, this is great news for the children. Yes, absolutely. So that is a special that we have right now. All right. We're also going to be talking about the Healthy Starts for Family program by Juice Plus, which I'm always shouting about this because we need to know that your child can get free nutrition, over 30 fruits, vegetables, and berries in a capsule. Yeah, I know. Is it affecting the link, or so there is a misspelling in the way that I said book. I said boo. But when you click on the link, it takes you to the actual website. Yeah, it takes you to the website. It was like boo instead of book. So it works. It works. It works. But let me know if it keep me on my pins, y'all. Let me know if it doesn't work. I'm gonna make sure that I put it in there. Yes. Okay, good, good. It does work. It does work. All right. Okay. So what I was saying, the Healthy Starts for Family program, Juice Plus, that literally over 30 fruits and vegetables your child can be getting on a daily basis, whether in a capsule form, a chewable powder, when you order your own order. Okay. And the reason why I'm constantly bringing this up as one of the ways to start your children on some form of regimen, most of us, and this is not even just children, this is us as adults, we will literally go days without eating a fruit, like days. So we're going days without eating a fruit. Our children are going days without eating a fruit or a vegetable or a berry. And these are things that we need every single day to protect ourselves. And so one of the things that they have did a survey on and found that children that was on this Juice Plus, they're taking this fruit and vegetable. Remember, family, this is food. This is not a vitamin. It's not a supplement. It's literal food in a capsule or a chewable. And they're finding that children were missing fewer days of school. Children were taking fewer prescription over-the-counter drugs, right? Other children, they were going to the doctor less. They were eating more fruits and vegetables. And I have to add, y'all, because a lot of people come on here on these apps and they promote products all day long. And I'm not going to promote something that's, of course, not only not of my own, but something that's actually legit. They have 50 clinical studies. This is not, okay, take this and we hope. I mean, 50 clinical studies. And the most recent study that made it to the 50 mark of the clinical studies, that they took a group of children between 13 and 14 with the Omega blend and found tremendous research on what it was doing to their brains. Y'all, we're right around the corner with school. And a lot of our children are dealing with what? Attention issues, not staying focused, right? So we want to get them brains working. We want to get them keep their brain function optimal, right? So let's get right into it. Anyone have any questions, comments on this week's children's health topic. Remember, every week up until school, okay, we're going to be really talking about this. And then it's going to be every other week. But again, on Wednesdays is when I see children clients. All right. And we have a back to school special to have your child's iridology done. Last week we talked about skin. We talked about a little bit of everything. We talked about mainly the lymphatic defense immune system and how most of it is where? In your gut, in the child's gut, in your gut, right? And that a lot of times when they're having a sore throat, they're having appendix issues, stomach issues, vomiting, all of these different things. It's more so based upon, of course, what they're eating. And you can wait it out. Most of it, you can wait it out, but we panic. And so we don't understand that we absolutely have the power to doctor our children at home. Okay. And so that's what my website, all of the different things that I have on there helps you to do that. All right. Helps you. It's your own arsenal to do that. All right. So I want to share my screen. Let me see what I have for you. And don't be shy. Y'all can put in the chat of what it is. What do you think is changing? Like, what do you think our children are more exposed to? All right, so I'm just going to read a couple of numbers here. Okay, I trust y'all can see me, right? Y'all can see me. Cool, cool. So tonight's topic, as we talked about, and again, we're going to keep this short and sweet, under 30 minutes, so that we can really know, why are our children getting adult diseases? Now, according to a 2025 analysis, they found, and this is just according to a study, that they found a percentage blah 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 of U.S. children, United States children, ages 3 to 17, with at least one chronic condition increased substantially from 2011 to 2023. So that's within the last 12 years, right? We're seeing more. They're saying childhood obesity alone is a huge doorway into the conversation. The latest CDC data put obesity at 21.1% among U.S. children and adolescents 2 to 19, with 7% having severe obesity. Children are not even allowed to be children anymore. I mean, they're not even having fun. You can't. How can you run and play with that, all of that on you? You know, this week, like I said, one of the things that I said yesterday, someone said, "Oh my God, Shakira, it's so tough being around you sometimes because you're so like." You're so serious. Like, you don't play no games. Like, when I get around you, I just be wanting to hide the stuff that I'm doing. Don't do that. I never said you gotta hide what you doing. But the way what he was saying was that, you see the urgency. I do. Like, I was just telling my daughter this. Like, I was telling my brother this, that 20 years from now, can you honestly say that you'll have the mobility, the strength, the charisma, the energy as you do today? I mean, it's easier to say you have it now in your 20s and early 30s, but can you say you'll have that? Right? Give thanks that we have the use of our arms, legs, limbs, all of that. I do that every morning. Just wake up and give thanks for that, because these are things we take for granted. But I'm saying things we can control. What we put in our mouth, what we put in our children's mouth. Can we honestly say we are welcoming in a bright future? Right? I had a conversation with another parent where I said, these children, they're going to be adults one day. They're going to be adults. And when I look at children, I don't just like hyper focus on only the future, but I look at the now. And then I also say, yeah, they're 11 now, they're 10 now, they're 13 now, they're going to be 19, 20. They're going to face the world like we are facing the world. Why do we want to make it more challenging for them? Let's make it easier for them to face the world, right? And that's why, I constantly repeat myself when I say I love the song by Gil Scott Heron, Save the Children, right? We got to do something because these children, they're going to be facing the world like us. All right. And you see, I mean, the fact that obesity rates are climbing like that makes me sad, right? Children not able to ride bikes anymore with their friends, and when they go to amusement parks, they're having a hard time. They're in bad, like, no, listen, listen, y'all. We got to do something to save the children. Okay, let's look at these comments here. Okay, yes, you can see me also these electronics that are messing up our children's frequencies. Absolutely. My daughter knows. I told her, with the whole school thing, public school system, obviously most of us here know that. But if you don't, I'll explain myself. I remember when my friends would come over and they would like say something, like just say something, right? And my mother would say, "Oh, you poor public school casualty." Amir, I think you remember that. And she would say that if we made an error of the way we spoke or things we didn't know that we, didn't learn, obviously, in the public school system, because they don't teach us things we need in reality. They don't teach us about health. They don't teach us about yourself. They don't teach us about who we are and how to tap into that divine part of who you are. A bunch of arithmetic that most of us are not going to use. If you're going to be an engineer, absolutely you need Pythagorean theorems. If you want to be a medical doctor, absolutely you need the chemistry classes and all of these things. But most of it is just like waste of time. So, yeah, absolutely you need to de-school or deprogram your child after school in some way, shape, or form. Have them in something outside of the electronics and more of what they need to conquer this world, conquer themselves, be their full self. So absolutely, the electronics definitely. All right. But yeah, this obesity numbers are just breaking my heart, right? And that's just, oh man, let's keep going. So we're talking about type 2 diabetes as well, right? Where the CDC is also saying that that's rising amongst children. Allergies, I mean, we've talked about that many a times. The allergy conditions are just super high. In 2024, 20.6% of United States children had diagnosed seasonal allergies, 12% eczema, 5.3% food allergies. So let's talk about the numbers, right? Let's talk about what's changed, what we can do to solve this problem. Y'all ready? Right? Y'all ready? Let's solve this problem. All right. So it's so many factors to why the numbers change. And of course, I won't be able to talk deeply about one factor because channel might get taken. I told you guys the other day, I was restricted from going live just from talking about, I was restricted from going live on TikTok just for saying that before you say yes to a hysterectomy, do a parasite cleanse. And I had no idea that was going to be restricted. I wasn't talking about inoculations or anything like that, right? I'm talking about actual, like, women with fibroids and reproductive issues, and doctors are saying have a hysterectomy, and before you do that, do a parasite cleanse, and then they shut me down. So we can, like, one of the factors of why our children obviously is just in danger of chronic ailments is part of these inoculations, right? And so that is a whole nother topic. Aside from just talking about that, I do private counseling on that. I do not focus my entire work on that anymore. Um, yeah, you can hear the sighs in my voice only because that topic has become a religion, and I refuse to be online going back and forth. So what I do, for people who really want to understand both sides and not someone like, oh, like just on their neck about it and saying, don't do it. I don't tell people not to do something. I give them the information first, and then you make your own decision from there. All right. So it's just looking at all of the different environmental factors that has changed over the decades, and more of which we are giving our children, which you can see the schedule right before school. It's increased from even the time that I went to school, right? I'm talking about the inoculation schedule. It's increased since then. It's increased since even before the 90s. So it's something going on that's a correlation to that. All right. I just want you for you out there, YouTube family, to sit on that. Next, obviously, we're going to talk about the food, right? We're not eating food. Our children are not eating food. They're just not. And as I said, we're going days, weeks. Some of us are going weeks without picking up a fruit, a vegetable, or berry. And what your child is eating is totally up to you. Okay. And one of the things that I love about the Juice Plus is that when you order your order for yourself and you decide, I am going to take control of my health, I am going to do something about my health, right? And my health may not be perfect, but I'm going to bridge the gap somehow. And that is what Juice Plus is about, family. I just want to say that because you know what stops us? I'm going to share my screen so that you can see how easy it is for you to bridge the gap. You know what stops us in our tracks? We actually think that we have to have it all together. Yes. We think that we need to be perfect. Oh, well, I need to be a vegan, or I can't start until I stop eating meat. I can't start until I completely stop X, Y, and Z. Family, hear me clear. You can abandon those thoughts because it's holding you back. And that is what Juice Plus is about. It's about bridging the gap between what you want to eat, or in our minds we know what we should be eating, and where you are now. They actually have a study on the lungs. They took two group of people, smokers that smoke cigarettes, and I'm talking about regular daily cigarette smokers. They gave one group Juice Plus and they gave the other a placebo, right? And after the study was over, what did they find? The group who continued to smoke cigarettes while taking this Juice Plus, their lungs capacity still expanded. Inflammation levels decreased. Do you have to be perfect? No. But this is your start. This is your children's start. Whether they're eating toaster strudels every day or they're eating Pop Tarts, whatever, it doesn't matter. Let's start, because perfection is taking us out, y'all. It really is. It's taking us out. All right. If I would have waited until things were perfect, I wouldn't be in front of you right now. Trust me, nothing in my life is perfect. Absolutely not. When I first started on this journey, I didn't know about Juice Plus. I really just kind of started where I was like, okay, I'm going to go all in. Then I researched Dr. Sabi. And I remember asking my mom, who is this man? She was like, well, you got to look him up yourself, because remember, you retain information better when you look it up yourself. And when I looked it up, I'm like, oh, this is African biomineral diet, African biomineral balance diet. We're supposed to eat like this based upon our DNA. So it just changed the game for me. And then that's when I began to eat like this, throughout the years. And I wanted my daughter to be exposed to this type of lifestyle. Whatever she chooses later on, she'll have this foundation always to come back to. So this is what you'll be getting every single day. Yeah, no matter where you are. Actually, I have people in my detox groups right now. They're not vegan. Guess what? Do we criticize? Absolutely not. You can lead healthy lives. Please do not get caught up in the vegan religion. Okay, you can lead a healthy life. Take your Juice Plus, do regular cleanses, and still enjoy your foods that you came to earth to enjoy. Not to overindulge, of course, but to enjoy what your spirit wants to enjoy. Check? All right. Now that's out the way, and you're not shaming yourself because you're not perfect. Let's get you started. All right. Let's get your child started. Remember, back to school getting their immune defense systems ready. If your child has any of the health issues that we are talking about, we're talking about childhood chronic ailments that are rising rapidly. High blood pressure is one of them. Yes, in children. Yes, high blood pressure, diabetes. These are adult diseases. Matter of fact, I have a quote and I'm going to post it in the comments. I'm sorry, in the description, because I don't have my phone with me. It's one of my sisters. We do a mastermind call in the mornings on Sundays. Dr. Felicia. She's a medical doctor. And you know what she said? I'm going to stop sharing my screen so that you all can see me. These mastermind calls I absolutely love because we get to really just talk about experiences. And she's a medical doctor from, I believe it was the era of 80s, 90s and on. And she said that she had a patient young, 20 years young. And he comes in and she said that everyone's examining him. They don't know what's going on. And she looks at him and says, I think he's having a heart attack. And I'm like, there's no way. He's only 20. And then she said, I really think that's what it is. So they ran some tests, and that's exactly what was happening to this young man. He was having a heart attack. And she goes on to say that the diseases that they were trained to treat adults only for has shifted so much that now the training that they received to only treat adults, they're treating high amounts of children for. I'm just have to let that really sink in. I really want you to let that sink in because our children, when you look at them, right, and then you not only your children, when you know stuff like this, when you are exposed to stuff like this, it is up to you to expose other people around you to this information. And a lot of times we like to think for people, oh, they're not going to listen to me. Oh, they're going to think I'm crazy. Oh, they're just going to ignore me. Well, you know what? You planted the seed, and that's all you can do. And the rest is up to them. We have family members, we have friends, we have coworkers, we have people in our lives with children, and you can see that there is something that's not balanced. And if your words of wisdom, you can be the Dr. Sabi in your family, in your group, your workplace. Why not? Right? Why not? All right. So this is good. We're gonna end about 8 minutes. Also, we have a webinar tonight with Dr. Nalani called "The Proof Is in the Blood." I'm going to put that information in the comments so that you know how to log on. That's at 8 o'clock. It's called "Proof Is in the Blood." It really goes into understanding you're taking vitamins, supplements, all of these different things. Is it actually making a difference? Is it actually doing something? Is it actually doing the thing that the supplement says it's going to do? Right? This does. And the 50 clinical studies proves it. Right? Who's getting bilberries every day? I want to see it in the chat. Who is getting bilberries every day? Shout out to Uncle Amir. Thank you so much for your engagement. Peace and love. Thank you so much. I want to see other engagement, comments, questions about children's health. This is about our babies. All right. Wednesdays are the only days we do this. This is the only day that I see children clients. I set aside time just for the babies on Wednesday. I absolutely love it. Parents, what we do during your iridology with your child, you sit with your child and we go over their health challenges or strengths, weaknesses, or things that's to come. The thing about children's irises is this: the challenges or tissue weakness in their iris, they may not be experiencing. So it's something to, okay, I need to take note of. Even though they're not feeling those symptoms, This is something that's going on in their body, and I need to start now before what? The ache, the pain visits. See, we're so conditioned to wait for the ache or pain that we think that's what health is about. We don't think like ninjas. See, remember in the movie Equalizer 3 when the guy told Denzel Washington's character, I'm coming for you and I'm going to kill you. Did Denzel wait for the guy to come to him? No, he moved like a ninja and he went to him. That is how you're supposed to be with your health. And this is why tools like iridology is here for you. Before it was called iridology, you were born with the map. You are a ninja, y'all. We are all ninjas, but we're not utilizing the weapons that we have. And that is looking in your eyes and being able to see down the line. Okay, man, 36, there's a prostate marking in your left iris. Okay, could be some prostate issues on mom's lineage side of the family, the men on that side. All right, so even though you don't have symptoms now, right, and let's get started on strengthening your prostate, strengthening your male organs, right? Hey, look at that, right? Same I did for children. I do it for children too, right? Is children as young as 5, 6, 7 years old can have this information. You can have that information for your child and prevent diseases. All right. You can prevent diseases. All right. So bilberries, you'll be getting that every day. And that's not something who I don't want to see in the chat. Who gets bilberries every day? I need to know. I actually have bilberries on my website and I sell them as part of the eye package because it's good for the eyes. It's good for circulation. It's good for your blood. Most of us are not getting that. What is it for? Right? It's for specifically your blood circulation, and it helps with what? Diabetic retinopathy. So if a child who's diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, to protect their retina, to protect their optic nerve in their eyes, they can have these bilberries every single day, right? If they're diagnosed at 11, 12, 13 with type 2, you can prevent their eyes from deteriorating. Listen, yeah. So this is what y'all be getting every single day. I'm also going to drop those links so that you know what you'll be getting, okay? And this is something that, again, we talk about. Children eat Juice Plus for free. Ages starting at 4 and up until a young adult of age of 25. And yeah, up until 25. So if you have children going to college, you have children under the age of 25 years young, they eat Juice Plus for free. Okay. So these are some of the surveys, the stats that children are getting healthier, right? They're abandoning their unhealthy habits. If you have a child that loves sweets, that love, chips and cookies, and, they just love these things. Well, okay, instead of cold turkey in them and ripping it from their hands, let's bridge the gap, giving them something that they can easily take every day. Over time, you're going to find that they're not going to want the junk as much as they used to. 71% of children who took this Juice Plus, this is what they found. Huge difference. That's over half percentage of children. Y'all, oh my goodness. Yes. Right. So let me look at some of the hey Ebony 888, good to see you. All right, I'm going to look at those comments. And those of you who are just tuning in, we are 34 minutes into this live. We're going to keep it let's keep it at like 38:40. All right. Good flow here. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you all for being here. Okay. So now here's the thing. We have to start treating the challenges as a separate disease, right? So we're running to the urgent care. Your child's vomiting. They have stomach issues. Everything's coming out from both ends, vomiting and pooping. And so you're like alarmed because this is, obviously it's abnormal. You think there's a bug, right? We call it the stomach bug, and we go and rush to the emergency room. I want you to now look at what your child is eating that is causing that. Okay. Look at what they're eating before that happens, right? The stomach issues and all, because these things are likely to happen to children when it comes to this the stomach, the vomiting and all of that. Really what that is that the body is trying to exit what it has on overload. So if it's overloaded on dairy, if it's overloaded on, sodiums, if it's overloaded on meats and all different kind of concoctions that the body is like tired from churning and trying to get out, it's going to do what is called an all-out purge, right? So instead of the slow way or the normal way of purging, right, having a regular bowel movement, the system is like alert, alert, abort mission. This is too much. I need to excrete all of this out at once. It's like having a colonic at once. But now your child is experiencing the vomiting, pooping all at once. That's the body working in its most intelligent form, right? Have you ever seen a machine malfunction, and in order for it to stabilize itself, it starts doing all kind of things to make sure that it stays functioning? That's how your body works. So I when I'm dropping on you is ease to know that these challenges can be taken care of at home. All right. But of course, if you feel that this is an absolute emergency, feel definitely go to your local urgent care emergency. We do not tell people don't take them to the doctors at all. What I'm teaching you is some of these challenges that are just harmless, innocuous, you can take care of at home. All right. But please do not misconstrue that for don't take your children to the doctor. Please do not misconstrue this for diagnosis. This is educational purposes only. All right. Just want to let you know that. All right. So I'm going to look at some of these comments. Just look at my 11-year-old son's eyes, and there are so many red lines. His eczema is also very inflamed. Okay, so Ebony, what I suggest, I do suggest a full iridology, right? Let's look at specific organs, right? There's specific organs that I focus on when it comes to eczema. We look at around the iris, which is called the rim. I need to see that. I need to see his liver. I need to see his small intestine, if that's inflamed. So where are those red lines pointing to? Where are those red lines, and what organs are they pointing to? Because in the eye, right, it points to the red lines point to specific organs. Okay. So it's really looking at, okay, what organs are those lines pointing to, so that we can help your child specifically. All right. So I want to be able to do that. I did drop the link. It's pinned in the chat so that you can book your child's appointment back to school special. All right. Okay. So I definitely thank you for the comment. Thank you for the question. That is very important. Now, as far as the inflammation is concerned, to soothe, we do have, well, I would say what you have in your home right now, right? Because if you order something, it's going to take a while to, ship to you. So I would say limit, absolute taking away any kind of sugar, right? Sugar just inflames it, right? The dairy, mainly sugar and dairy. Mainly the sugar in the dairy. I told you all my story last week. Ebony, I'm not sure if you were here for that, where a woman came into the health food store I used to work at, covered head to toe eczema. And she comes to me. I was the only melanated person working in the store. And I gave her just something quick to use. I told her to, off the animal protein, eggs, because she was like, I asked her, what did you have for breakfast? She said cheese, eggs. And I said, you have to let that go. So she let that go. And then I gave her, I said, tea tree oil, black walnut powder, make a paste and just rub that paste on your body, right? And take a soothing bath. I mean, woman was crying, y'all, when she walked in the stores, hadn't slept in days because it was so inflamed. And so less than a week later, she comes in. Her skin looks like it was cleared up, cleared better, like it was better. And she was just praising, like, thank you so much. I'm not going back to dairy. I'm not going back to that because once I let it go for even the 4 or 5 days, the inflammation stopped. And she just instantly knew that that's what it was. And then she made that paste, and that's when those are just one of many moments of how I knew this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Okay, so I really trust that helps. But again, children iridology. The link is pinned to get your children's iris understood, to get your children's iris examined so that you can know the steps to further reverse these issues. Okay. Oh, wow. I have tea tree and black walnut. Yes. Yeah. Use what you have at home, especially if they're inflamed right now. So to make that paste, right, you have if you have the tea tree in a essential oil form, right? And then the black walnut powder. And then, of course, as the base, you're going to either use like some type, like warm water, right? And a warm water. That's what you're going to use to activate the herbs. And then it has to be pasty like. And then you can apply that after, your child takes like a bath. Soap, make sure the soaps are no fragrance soaps, okay? No Dove or anything. I wouldn't even use any soap if you don't have any like Castile soap or any kind of like natural oatmeal black African black soap or something like that. Don't even use any type of soap. All right. So that, yes, you're so welcome. So yeah, use what you have. I always say that. Use what you have until you can get what you need. All right. All right. What's the last thing I wanted to say? Okay, so as far as children getting adult diseases, how do y'all feel about this? I mean, this is a topic that really needed to be had. We're seeing constipation, high blood pressure, diabetes, all types of stuff. So again, I'm going to put that link in the chat for the Healthy Starts for Family with Juice Plus, right? We again, this is like one of the best ways to getting you and your children a foundation, right? Because you can't just stop a child cold turkey from eating a certain way. You have to have something in between. All right. So here is that link. I'm gonna put that in comments. Oh, it's about to rain here, y'all. Okay, so what I put in the comments, family, is the link where it's going to pop up as a form. The form is going to ask you to put your child's name, date of birth, and so it's going to lead you to you getting your own Juice Plus order, and then you're going to see it pop up for free in your cart for your child. If you have any issues whatsoever, absolutely email me. We do have a form for you to fill out so that you can email me or you can fill out the form and we will contact you. Okay. So we want to make sure that this information comes out because listen, it's like one of the most easiest things to helping your child getting more nutrition. Info@holisticbalance.com. Yes. Yes. Okay. All right. So I put my email in the chat. Children Eat Juice Plus for free. That link is in the chat. Okay. And then book your iridology children's appointment is also in the chat for you to get that back to school iridology for your children. All right. Amir said, I'm getting more and more confident with the constant knowledge I'm receiving. There's an antidote for ailments. Thanks, niece. Absolutely. When you really like think about it, this universe is so vast and so intelligent that the more you immerse yourself, we immerse ourselves in it, we realize we are the universe. This body is more, we don't give it credit for all that it can do. Look, this is an acupuncture doll. All of these meridians that we have, all of this network in our body that we, that's why, hey, listen, if you guys didn't, I know I'm pivoting. You didn't watch Lucy, please go watch Lucy. That's one of my favorite movies to always bring me back to center because it makes me remember who I am. Like, oh my goodness, we have a vast network that we don't have access to because we don't know it's there. Right? All of this that we have that we don't know it's there. Right? Even I have some for children dealing with eczema, there are pressure points that you can press in the gallbladder, in the liver, that can help with the inflammations on the shoulder, right? So you get more of that from me when you have your iridology. Listen, all of this network here that you have available to you. And we don't know it because, again, and we're not taught that. You would think that they would teach that in the first 12 years of school that we have. But they don't. We learn it later on, and you're learning it now. So I want to thank each and every one of you for being here, for liking this. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Remember, like, share, and subscribe so that other people can get this information. So important. All right. Don't forget, back to school iridology for your children. The link is posted, and it also will be posted in the description. If you'd like to book your advanced iridology consultation with me, that link will also be posted in the comments. My herbal store will also be posted in the comments, whether you want to get the parasite drops, the liver chi butter, which actually has the black walnut, the tea tree, all of that for what is called eczema. And you can apply that to your child's body. That actually comes with the liver flush kit. You can also purchase that separately. Friday, we're going to be live talking about it's going to be called Andreas Moritz Was Right, the power of liver flushing. And if anyone doesn't know about the liver flush and you don't know about Andreas Moritz and the work that he's done while he was on this plane, you need to be there Friday evening. I'm thinking around 7:38, and we're going to talk about why it is super powerful for you to flush your liver 4 times a year. We have an upcoming group flush starting September 14th. And with this information, I know you all are going to be like, wait a minute, how did I not hear about this before? Right? So thank you so much for being here. Let's save the children. Let's save the babies. Share this knowledge, share this information, and I'll see you on the next one, family. Peace and love.